Hi, my name is Adrian Cardenas, and today I'll be teaching you how to make a paper ninja star. These things are simple to make once you get the process down, are a lot of fun, and you can make them with no tools other than with your hands and a piece of paper. It's an amazingly addictive way to reuse your paper and keep yourself busy during those long days. Paper ninja stars are so easy to make that you can even make them on your bus trip to work, at the restaurant while you're waiting for your food, at school when you don't have anything else to work on, and practically anywhere else where you have a piece of paper. Step number 1. You should start out with a piece of paper free of any rips or tears. The size doesn't matter, but a standard piece of 8.5 by 11 makes a good sized star. It's a good idea to have a flat surface like a table or a desk to do your folding on, as it makes everything a lot easier. Start out by laying your paper down and making a diagonal fold so the top and side of the paper match up. This should create a right triangle with an extra long bottom. Crease the fold with your fingernails and move on to the next step. Step number 2. Fold the extra flap down so it matches up with the bottom of the triangle. There are a few cuts that you will need to make, and the process of neatly tearing the paper is simple. After folding and creasing the paper, you will lick the edge of the piece that you want to remove, and it will allow you to easily tear it off. These instructions allow you to separate the triangle from the excess paper, which you can discard, leaving you with a perfect square. You should then fold the square in half. After you fold it in half, you will fold it once more. After these folds, you will be able to open up your paper again and split it in half using the same fold, lick, tear technique as before. Now that you have two halves of a square, you are ready for the next step. Step number 3. Take your two halves of the square and fold them in half. Arrange them so the creases are facing away from each other and the open ends are facing towards each other. Then, fold the two tops inward so when you put them together, it looks like an arrow. After folding the two tops, fold the bottoms the opposite directions so they look like the fins of a rocket. The entire thing should look like a 5-year-old's representation of a spaceship. Step number 4. This step involves creating the two halves of the ninja star, which will eventually be put together. The first thing you will do is fold the body of one half, where the sides of the top and the bottom line up with each other. If done correctly, the shape should look sort of like a snake. Repeat these steps to the other half. Step number 5. Lay the two halves together with the big openings facing away from each other. This should make a windmill shape. This step is a little tricky, but it gets easier with practice. Step number 6. This is the last thing you need to do before the star is finished. Fold a corner of the star into the opening on the opposite piece. Repeat it on the same piece. After finishing one side, flip it over and repeat the same steps on the other. Step number 7. After making sure you made it correctly, you now have your very own paper ninja star.